Hi everyone, in previous video we have discussed about two-way control of lamp, three-way control of lamp, fuse, what is the necessity of fuse and about MCB. So in this video we will see about safety precautions against electric shock. Suppose if you are working with electricity, you need to take some precautions, otherwise you may get shock. This is very important for everyone, since everyone will works with electricity in their daily life. So if you are neglect, so you will get a shock. If it is mild, you may recover. If it is severe, so you may go to unconscious and you may die some of the situations. So that what are the safety precautions you should take against electric shock, that is when you are working with electricity. So what are the major safety precautions you should take? This is very important for everyone. So these are we have some points here. So these points everybody should follow. So if you follow these points, you will not get electric shock. So you will you are in safe, right? So first, make sure all metallic parts of electric equipments are effectively earthed. So allow all our electrical appliances or equipment should be earthed, otherwise you people will get shock. So broken switches, plugs, etc. should be replaced immediately. Suppose if due to longer usage, some of the plugs, some of the switches may damage. Otherwise, sometimes automatically due to spark in electric boards, supply boards, so some of the wires and plugs may be damaged. So we should replace immediately. We should not neglect. We should not keep longer time. So broken third point, before replacing a broken switch, plug or blown fuse, always switch off the main supply by using the, so which one? Main switch. So we have a main switch. First video of domestic wiring we have seen. So that main switch we have to switch off before replacing any damaged equipments. So never use equipments and appliances which damaged or fired lead wires. If it is any damaged plugs, damaged wires are there, should not use. So never insert bar wires in the holes and a socket for taking a connection. Always use proper plug. Some people will use without plug. They will insert the wires in plugs. That is one more problem. Okay, so you have to use plugs. So always use well installed tools. So in place of tester, if you use screwdriver, you will get a shock. In place of screwdriver, if you use a tester, so you will not work properly. So always you use well installed tools. Use correct rating of fuse wire. If you use lesser rating, fuse wire will melt. If you use more rating of fuse, it may not break the supply whenever abnormal currents, abnormal voltages comes to your supply system. So automatically before breaking the fuse, your home appliances will damage. That's what in 7th point, use correct rating of fuse wires. Never try to connect a machine or equipments to voltage supply other than the rated one. So if it is single phase voltage is required, we have to connect only single phase. If it is three phase supply, we have to connect three phase. If you use single phase motor, if you connect to three phase supply, it may get damaged, that one. So 9th one, while working on an electric poles or towers, use safety belt and a rubber pads ladder. Okay, so next one, 10th one, strictly follow all the precautions and instructions given on the nameplate of the mission you are working, right? You have to follow some of the precautions instructions given on the mission, so that is mentioned in the nameplate. If you follow, you will be safe, you will not get electric shock. So that is, these are the safety precautions against electric shock, right? Next we will see what is the earthing, what is the necessity of earthing. Okay, so what are the types of earthings we have, right? So necessity of earthing, why it is required, why if you are not having earth, so what will happen, you will get first in previous topic we have discussed all electric parts should be, all metallic parts of electrical equipment should be earthed properly. So if it is not earthed properly, you will get electric shock. To protect the operating personnel from danger of shock in case they came in contact with the charged frame due to defective insulation, right? So to protect the operating personnel from the danger of shock in case they came in contact with the charged frame due to defective insulation. So next one, to maintain the line voltage constant under unbalanced load conditions. So okay, next one, protection of the equipments, protection of large buildings and all machines fed from overhead lines against lightning. So these are the necessity of earthing. If you are not earth, you will get shock, first one. And to maintain the line voltage is constant, that is the one thing. And the protection of equipments, those are the things. Protection of large buildings, missions, and overhead towers also we can protect by using earthing system. So what is meant by earthing? The metallic body embedded in the earth is called earth electrode. So all parts are connected to earth, that is called as the earthing. So what are the materials we are using as a electrodes? So GI, galvanized iron or copper, is the earth electrode material. So the conductivity of the earth electrode is more, the resistance should be less, so that so we can bypass the all overcurrents to the earth. Okay, so we have two types of earthing based on their earth electrode. So one is pipe earthing and second one is plate earthing. So here, so this is the diagram of the pipe earthing. So the size of the pipe 2 meters long, minimum 2 meters long, 0.35 mm thickness, 51 mm diameter, for dry and rocky soil. Longer pipes are used. So for simple soils, so we have to use, and so dry and rocky soils, so we need to use longer pipes, more than 2 meters longer pipes we have to use, right? So these earthing system should away from the foundation of the building, minimum 1 meter away from the foundation of the building, otherwise the foundation of the building will damage. So here in this system, earth electrode is a pipe, so we need to see this one. So here so around the earth electrode, we have to put the layers of charcoal and salt. Why we need to put this one is to maintain the proper conductivity to the earth electrode. So we need to layers of salt and charcoal. One layer is charcoal and one layer is salt. We need to put around the earth electrode. So next one, so we have here funnel. So funnel is used to uh, water pumping to the earth electrode. So some of the summer seasons around the earth electrode, around the earth electrode with around the earth electrode, we need to put the water to maintain the conductivity. So here sometimes it may dry, summer, especially in summer seasons, the land will dry. So to maintain the pure conductivity, so we need to pump the water to the funnel. So this is the earth electrode, pipe earthing system. So we have to draw this diagram. So next we will see the plate earthing. So in this type of system, the electrode is a plate. The plate should be shape is 0.3 meters, 0.3 mm into 0.3 mm into 0.65 mm for copper, and G galvanized iron 0.3 mm into 0.3 mm and 3.2 mm. So this is the specification of the plate. So the depth of the plate should be 2 meters and at least 0.6 meters away from the foundation of the building, right? So here the why we are calling this is the plate earthing means the earth electrode shape is plate. So this type of system we are using for larger voltage rating supply systems. So pipe earthing system normally will use for buildings and homes and apartments, etc. So this type of system, so we are using for a large voltage rating where we are generating stations and transmission station systems, right? So here also same thing, to maintain proper conductivity we need to put layers of charcoal and salt around the earth electrode. So and also summer seasons, so we need to maintain the proper conductivity to the earth plate, that is a plate earthing. So we need to pump the water to the funnel. So here, so this is the water pumping system. Here to this funnel or pumping system, here water, we need to put the water to the this one funnel with mesh. So this is the chamber. So to protect the earthing system, we have to keep the chamber around the electrode system, right? And also we need to cover this one, otherwise somebody unwanted people will go and will damage the system, and also so it will not protect the proper conductivity when abnormal conditions occurs, right? So this is about domestic wiring. So in domestic wiring we have seen the service mains, main switch and distribution board. Next one we have seen the concealed conduit system. So next we have seen the two-way control, three-way control, lamp, fuse, MCB and electric shock precautions. And next one, necessity of earthing, different types of earthing. So I request you please watch these videos and comment your opinion, and also ask some doubts through Google Classroom or through your WhatsApp, right, through our WhatsApp group. So by that you can also clarify your doubts, right? Thank you.